Yes, forget what I'm talking about even maybe. You know, so the interesting thing is I have my notes, I have everything all planned, but the Lord has been kind of working in my heart since Friday, since the worship convocation. You know, this idea of really coming to understand who God is, right? Really recognizing that God is Alpha and Omega. He is beginning and end, right? He is Jehovah Jireh, my provider, Jehovah Nissi, right? Jehovah Rapha. You know, he's all of these things. And in our modern day understanding, sometimes we tend to forget that God is who he says he is, how scripture reveals God is to us. And I was listening to a podcast even before the worship convocation, and the speaker was talking about how the modern day church today likes to focus and emphasize God's love, God's grace, and God's mercy. And these are all wonderful things. These are true things, but they're only one side of the coin, right? Those are the good fluffy things. What's the other side of the coin? You know,
justice.
God's justice, right?
Righteousness.
God's holiness, God's judgment, right? Understanding that everything's going to come to a head, right? Understanding that, which is the title of our message today, when worlds collide. When we're talking about the world where God is sovereign, where God is at the center of the universe, author and finisher of all things. And then this world where we kind of think that as human beings who's capable of doing so many things, a world that thinks that we're at the head. And so as believers in the 21st century, we have to understand that worlds do collide. The world of our faith, the world of our Christian walk, the world where we live in a reality where God is at the head, and this other world that tries to remind us that truth is subjective, that we do not have to conform to any sense of law other than that which we find to be suitable, right? And so worlds do collide almost every day, sometimes almost every moment. And so in our scripture today, Paul, we understand that he is writing to Timothy, right, from prison. He's going to be executed very soon. And the church was going through some very difficult times. If you understand about the Roman Empire, you know that the church during this time, they were dealing with persecution, right? They were dealing with, Timothy was dealing also with false teachings within the church, right? False doctrines. He was dealing with all of these things, and Paul is encouraging him to keep the faith, right? To stand up for what is true and for what is right. You see, we have to come to understand that everything that we do has immediate consequences and eternal implications. That yes, we live in an age of grace where we are recipients of the grace and mercy and love of God. It washes over us. It restores us. It redeems us. It gives us strength and encouragement to move onward. But there also is a response that we are called to do. We are called to be proclaimers of the gospel message. We are called to be light, to be salt, right? To be truth bringers. And we understand that to bring the truth is not something that comes without a